for August 17th, 2022. My name is Brooke Harris. Roll call, please.
Mr. Harris.
Here.
Mr. Fanton. Mrs. Burdick. Mr. Curran.
Here.
Mr. Demick.
Here.
Mr. Havey.
Here.
Mr. Ricky.
Here.
Mrs. Root. Mr. Stockin.
Here.
5 present, 3 absent.
Thank you. Item 2 on the agenda are a pair of requests from County Administrator Carissa Knapp.
I'm sorry, I'm still running around from the last meeting. And the unexpected hailstorm, which everybody was looking out the windows at. On here you have actually 2 requests for me. The first one is an agreement with Kinetic Healthcare Solutions Incorporated. I believe the treasurer also is aware of this agreement and would have more information, but I believe this is for our bus system. So.
Okay, let's get it on the floor and then we'll discuss. Anyone want to make a motion on that?
Havey will move it.
Thank you.
Curran, second.
Thank you. Terry, do you have anything to add?
The only thing I have to add is this is a software that will help them bill for the non-emergency medical transportation portion of that we use our bus transportation for. Mm-hmm. So it is some transportation that normally we couldn't provide and people would have to find their own way, but we have for several years used the bus transportation system to provide this non-emergency medical, and there's been a change in the way we can claim and bill for that. So this software will help Ardent, who maintains our bus transportation operations, and it will help them in servicing the public and getting the claims back.
Okay, so as far as I can tell on the MOE, it gives a per transport price.
Correct.
Do we have a total annual cost estimate or not?
We don't at this point in time. I think they're going to have to run it for a year to get what the cost would be, but I believe some of that comes back to us through other funding sources. So it's not necessarily a direct hit, a complete direct hit to the bus transportation system.
I mean, you feel comfortable with board
I do.
Putting this forward despite the fact we don't know the total fiscal impact?
I do. We were using some kind of a system between HR. It was established when Bobby was the deputy county administrator, and there was a system that was developed that he used through Ardent, and that just is no longer available to us, so we have to go with this other software company to be able to get that to bill. It's basically a billing process. Okay. We should be able to recoup everything with very little cost to the bus transportation program.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That's approved. And you've got another, Carissa?
I do, and this one's a lot easier to explain. And thank you, Terry, for your help on the last one. So the next one, actually, I'm going to scroll down through the Kinetic agreement here. Thank you. The next one is the explanation of the grant. This is the one Dr. Clark just explained in our previous meeting. This is our small business grant that we were just awarded. And I believe this one is asking us to set the, is this the public hearing one? Nope, this is, you're already past that, and now you're on to the signing of the agreement. So the amounts have been awarded, and you're going to be signing the agreement and passing a resolution on that.
Okay, would someone like to make that motion?
Ricky, motion.
Thank you, Mr. Ricky. Is there a second?
Second, Demick.
Okay. Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you, Ms. Knapp. And now we go down the table to County Treasurer Terry Ross again, speaking on behalf of a request from the Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, based on conversation last week about the Prime Care contract to provide medical services to the jail and the inmates, there's a need to make a budget adjustment to cover the rest of the costs for this year. I worked with the Sheriff's Department, and we came up with some dollars that are currently in their budget that they will no longer need for the rest of the year. We prorated them out to make sure everyone will get paid for what they need to get paid through the rest of the year. And there is significant enough money there to feel the need to move it, and we can use it to pay and offset this contract cost for the rest of the year. We also will be required to have about $320,000 from contingency, if you so approve that, so that we can have the entire funding of about $450,000 moved in the Sheriff's Department's budget to be able to pay for the prime care costs for the rest of the year. And they are budgeting for that in the 2023 budget, so we don't have to make any adjustments to that.
Okay, thank you. Would someone like to make that motion?
Havey will move that.
Thank you, Mr. Havey. Is there a second?
Kern, second.
Thank you. Discussion? For clarification, when are they boots on the ground, so to speak? When are they actually in the jail working?
Well, October 1st is the target date for having them fully staffed there. They're going to be on site. We're looking at probably September 2nd, which would be the last day for our nurse that's going to be leaving us. The medical direction component should start in the next week or two.
So this expense covers 4 months?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Chairman, it really covers about 4.5 months. We put enough money in there for 4.5 months, so.
Okay.
Because we've got to cover some of the costs that the Sheriff's Department has from Cheryl leaving, I think. So we had to cover some additional costs there. So we did 4.5 months till the end of the year.
But that's an appropriate landing spot for that money.
Correct.
Yep. Okay, anything else? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's approved. We have a referral from Human Services. Would someone like to read that referral on Ms. Burdick's behalf?
I did have an agenda item, I think.
Oh, excuse me, did I skip you?
Yes.
I did. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brenda.
That's okay. The several of our legislators will be attending the NISAC Fall Seminar. It runs from September 19th through the 21st. We'll be moving the Wednesday, September 21st meetings to Thursday, September 22nd.
Thank you. Okay, now would someone, are you ready to go if you want to read a referral, or we can have somebody up here do it?
I'm looking for it right now.
Okay.
Sorry. You can, if somebody got it, they can do that.
Mr. Demick, if you would, please.
Yes, sir. Social Service Commissioner Edna Kay is requesting a resolution to approve the Department of Social Services objective to obtain permission to apply present to the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation, Health Foundation for Western and Central New York, and the Cattaraugus County Regional Foundation and Investment proposal for funding for the Southern Tier Child Advocacy Center. The investment proposal requests funding to assist with the cost for the general operation of the Southern Tier Advocacy Center. Upon acceptance of the proposal, the grant applications will be complete. Funding request is 2023 for $451,262, 2024 $469,939, and 2025 of $487,687.
Would you like to make that motion, Mr. Demick?
I will make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Havey will second that.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's approved. Any other referrals? If not,
Mr. Chairman, could I just make a comment on the referrals in general?
You may.
I know we just had one on today, but some days you have like 2 full pages on. And I believe you had previously asked the county attorney whether you needed to read every single word in the referral or not. And she advised you could just summarize them the way you summarize the MOEs and the other. They're in the minutes and they're on the agenda. I don't think you have to read every word if you don't want to. And that's just a reminder. I know one referral is not bad, but when you have 24, sometimes that is difficult.
when you're paid by the hour like us, you take your time.
Right.
Well, I was just making the offer to you.
He doesn't give me that opportunity very often, so I took advantage of it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Carissa, for the reminder. Any old business? New business? Anything for the good of the order? Would anyone care to make a motion to adjourn?
Ricky motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Curran seconds.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.